This is Kerry Cork. It was interesting to see that Maxine McHugh, the former ABC journalist, has put herself up to stand against the Prime Minister in his search Bennelong. Whilst John Howard mightn't share this view, I think it's a good thing that people such as McHugh, Peter Garrett and Malcolm Turnbull, who have had serious careers outside of politics, are increasingly putting up their hand to stand for Parliament. I suspect we've got too many people who have had no other job except politics contained within the Australian political system. It is the politician since birth class who probably thinks that the issue of who had lunch with Brian Burke, or whether Santos and Toro should be sacked for inadvertently failing to declare a small package of shares, or whether a middling MP gave a reference to a mobster years and years ago, is of interest to anyone. The government has been particularly chipping away at the character of Kevin Rudd, so he doesn't continue enjoying the reputation of being St Kevin of Griffith. If the polls are any guide, the tactics are backfiring. Now, as I indicated in an earlier edition, there are dangers of sounding too shrill. The government will get nowhere if they appear to be screaming with ever-rising hysteria that Labor will eat your children. The more hysterical the claim, the more likely the defeat. The one reservation I have in this area is whether, in attempting to create a backstory for Kevin Rudd, the ALP has overstated the story of the Rudd family being thrown off the farm the family worked on when Rudd was an 11-year-old boy. The way the story is told, the family was thrown off the farm immediately Rudd's father was killed in a car accident. The family of the landlord claimed that some period of time passed between the death and the eviction. Now, one of the icky things about making your personal background part of your political story is it encourages people to investigate whether what you are saying is true. If this issue gains legs and it's found that the middle-aged remembrances of an event that occurred over 30 years ago have been overstated, Rudd could be damaged. He raised this issue, and if the lily has been gilded here, what else may have been gilded? Perhaps the better thing to do is to forget about a further Americanisation of politics, dump the concept of the backstory and the idea of the man rising from that log cabin, and just stick with policies. If people do that, maybe less mud will be thrown about. This is Kerry Cork.